Yo, what's good everybody? Guy and Kicks here. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing one of the newest New Balance models, and that is the New Balance 9060. So let me show you guys a first look, and we'll talk about these because there's definitely a lot to talk about. So here we have them, guys, the New Balance 9060 in the Seesaw colorway. According to New Balance, the official colorway on these is Mindful Gray with Surf. These officially drop on July 19, 2022 for a retail price of $150. Obviously, a lot of you guys, especially New Balance fans, are pretty well known with this model because New Balance kickstarted this model, this release, with a collaboration with Joe Freshgoods. In the last few years, that's been New Balance strategy. Every time they're going to release a new model, they usually do a collaboration first and then release more GR colorways. This is officially the first GR colorway to release on this particular model. So a little bit of history of the creation of the 9060. It was actually designed or created by James Lee, who is the senior footwear designer at New Balance, and the other designer is Outsole, who's known for creating the 2002R Refined Future Pack. The focus on this model was to create something futuristic, but still staying true to what New Balance stands for. James Lee was tasked in creating the midsole and outsole, and Outsole was in charge of creating the upper part of the shoe. The 9060 draws a lot of inspiration from the 990 series, and also inspiration from early 2000 running sneakers like the 860 V2. I think that the 9060 model number comes from the 990 series and also the 860 V2. And looking at the design, especially on the upper, you'll definitely notice some similarities to some of the 990 sneakers. For example, some of the cutouts and the overlays that you'll see on the upper here definitely reminds me of some of the 990 sneakers, especially the heel stabilizer, where in this model it's definitely super exaggerated. You'll also notice on the toe box that reflective material there where you see the N logo definitely looks similar to some of the 990 sneakers. In terms of the similarities to the 860 V2, some of them that really stand out, the way the N logo looks on the lateral side. As you can see here on this 860 V2, you can definitely see some of the similarities on the N logo. Another little detail is that teal colored pod that you see on the tongue of the 960, which is the same pod design on the lateral side on a 991. As you can see throughout the whole shoe, you're mostly going to notice that the color here is mostly like a tan color or a light tan color. You notice on the inside of the shoe in a darker gray color, you have some New Balance branding there on the heel as well. I like how they changed that up. That design there on the logo on the insoles definitely looks different than some of the other sneakers that we're used to seeing. The upper layers are primarily constructed from pigskin suede, and then the underlays here is a breathable mesh material. On the front of the tongue, you do have some leather, and like I said already, you do have that 991 pod that you see on the midsole. Here it's in this teal color, and you'll find the New Balance and 9060 branding. These only come with one pair of laces, which is expected because these are a GR, and the laces here are not pure white, they're more like an off-white color. These do have reflective materials, and you're gonna find that on the eye stays on the lateral and medial side. You also find a strip going across the toe box where the N logo is embroidered there. You'll also find some reflective material on the N logo on the lateral side. You won't find reflective material on the medial side, which they definitely made some changes here because the N logo is actually stitched in this white stitching. All the way to the back of the shoe around the heel collar, you'll notice the New Balance branding embroidered in black, and then obviously you'll find that exaggerated heel stabilizer in a clear material. In terms of the midsole on these 9060s, you'll definitely notice this huge, very chunky midsole here that is also inspired by the 860 V2. The 860 V2s have like these gel-like inserts all the way to the heel part of the midsole. Here they actually switch things up, and you'll find that similar type material on the lateral side of the midsole. These 9060s feature Absorb and also SBS. Unlike other New Balance sneakers where you'll see the Absorb branding either on the lateral side or on the heel part of the shoe, on these 9060s they actually switch things up and they put the Absorb branding on the medial side of the midsole. All the way to the outsole, you do have a rubber outsole. It's mostly black. You do have that same light teal color that you'll find on the front of the tongue, and then finally you have some New Balance branding there in the center. Because these are GR released, they come in this regular New Balance box. These are obviously not a made in USA sneaker, they're made in Vietnam, and here you have the official tag and SKU. When it comes to sizing with the 9060, like any new sneaker that I try or any new model that I try, I'm always skeptical about sizing, and you never know where you're gonna get, but here I went true to size just to be on the safer side, and they actually fit really well. I was actually pretty shocked how spot on the fit was with these 9060. So for example, with most of my non-made in USA's, I go with a regular size 10, so like a 2002R, a 550 for example. Similarly here with these 9060, the only one that I can think of the top of my head right now that is a non-made in USA that I prefer going a half size down is the 5740. When it comes to comfort, guys, I was actually pretty surprised how comfortable these feel. Even though the shoe looks huge and bulky, it actually feels kind of light, and the cushioning system that it has is definitely on the softer side, but not too mushy either. So definitely a good balance here when it comes to the comfort here. Definitely a plus, thumbs up here for the comfort on these 9060. So my final thoughts on this model, guys, when I first saw images on social media when it started leaking out, my first reaction was that these actually reminded me of like Yeezy 500s because of this chunky midsole and the whole upper with the suede and things like that and the mesh. Definitely reminded me of Yeezy 500s. It also reminded me of the New Balance 5740s because of that chunky look that it has. However, as more information started coming out, we then found out the New Balance and Joe Freshgood was going to work on a collaboration to release this model. Me personally, I didn't go for the Joe Freshgoods for my size. I actually wanted to get them for my wife. She actually wanted them. I did cop them when he dropped them on Instagram on that shock drop release. I had them, I paid for them and everything, but then my order was canceled. So the wife was upset, so you know, what are you gonna do? However, with the Joe Freshgoods colorway, I just never really loved the colorway, to be honest, neither of the two. So I was like, you know what, I'll just wait for a nicer GR to release and then I'll try to cop them. So when this colorway officially released and it was announced, I was like, yo, that colorway looks so much better than the Joe Freshgoods. But I get it, I'm not trying to throw shade at the Joe Freshgoods. I think it's a great idea. It's a great relationship that those two have, New Balance and Joe Freshgoods. New model always needs a dope boost to come out of the gate. So Joe Freshgoods definitely did that for this model. But me personally, I just like this colorway so much more. It's just easier to wear. It is not too loud. A lot of models that New Balance has been releasing is also sneakers that are inspired by older New Balance sneakers and sort of blended into one. Here with this 9060, again, that same strategy happened here, like I said already, with the 990 series and the 860 V2. But overall, guys, I'm very impressed with what New Balance did here and the team. Mad kudos to them. I think the materials here are spot on for it not to be a made in USA or made in UK. Craftsmanship here feels really good. I think overall they did a really good job, and I'm looking forward to see other colorways, maybe other collaboration, and see what happens. Maybe this will be the next 2002R. Obviously the 2002R has gotten tons of love, a lot of collaborations, but when you look at some of the recent new models, they've kind of lost steam other than the 2002R. Maybe this one here can carry that and continue doing big things for New Balance. I could definitely see that here. So with all that being said, guys, let me put these bad boys on and show you guys how they look on feet. So that's it for me, guys. Hopefully this video brought you a detailed look of the New Balance 9060. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this model. Is this something you want to go for, or are you going to pass on it? And like always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. To all the new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. You guys are helping me build this channel and grow it every day, and I appreciate that so much. I'll leave my link to my Instagram page below where you guys can go follow me there as well. Check out photos, check out stuff that I'm rocking, things that I'm sharing, and things like that. So that's it, guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.